Good morning, everybody. How is everybody today? Happy Wednesday. I'm going to read you another poem, narrative poem today. And remember, narrative poetry tells us a story. The author that I'll focus on this week his name is Shel Silverstein. He writes many funny poems. And like I said yesterday, he's one of my favorite authors as a kiddo when I was your age, 3rd and 4th grade. And I thought I would pick this particular poem because I can relate to it. One of the jobs that my son has, who's a 4th grader, is to take the garbage out. And sometimes he doesn't want to do that. And this poem is important today because it's garbage day at our house, which means we have to put all of our garbage in a bin and take it out to the road. So the garbage man, when he comes early in the morning tomorrow, picks it up and takes our garbage away. The poem that I'm going to read you today by Shel Silverstein is called Sara, Cynthia Sylvia Stout Would Not Take the Garbage Out. What do you think might have happened to Sara, Cynthia Sylvia Stout if she didn't take the garbage out? What do you think might have happened? What could this poem be about if we just think about the title? Remember, the title is Sara, Cynthia Sylvia Stout Would Not Take the Garbage Out. What could possibly go wrong? Also remember, based on the title, we already hear things, elements of poetry such as rhyming words. The rhyming words in the title alone are stout and out. This poem has lots of rhyming words and lots of repetition. And remember, those elements of poetry help us readers enjoy what we're reading, and the phrases that repeat and make same rhyming sounds help us form pictures in our head of what the author is trying to tell us. Because we're doing narrative poetry, we already know that Shel Silverstein is probably going to tell us a story about something, and he's going to tell us a message, and we'll read it, and then we'll think about the message he's trying to tell us, okay? So here we go. This poem is called Sara, Cynthia Sylvia Stout Would Not Take the Garbage Out. Sara, Cynthia Sylvia Stout would not take the garbage out. She'd scour the pots and scrape the pans, candy the yams and spice the hams. And though her daddy would scream and shout, she simply would not take the garbage out. And so it piled up high to the ceilings, coffee grounds, potato peelings, brown bananas, rotten peas, chunks of sour cottage cheese. It filled the can, it covered the floor, it cracked the window and blocked the door. With bacon rinds and chicken bones, drippy ends of ice cream cones, prune pits, peach pits, orange peel, gloppy glumps of cold oatmeal, pizza crusts and withered greens, soggy beans and tangerines, crusts of black-burned buttered toast, gristly bits of beefy roasts. The garbage rolled on down the hall. It raised the roof. It broke the wall. Greasy napkins, cookie crumbs, globs of gooey bubble gum, cellophane from green bologna, rubbery blubbery macaroni, peanut butter caked and dry, curdled milk and crusts of pie, moldy melons, dried up mustard, eggshells mixed with lemon custard, cold french fries and rancid meat, yellow lumps of cream of wheat. At last the garbage reached so high that finally it touched the sky. And all the neighbors moved away, and none of her friends would come to play. And finally, Sara Cynthia Stout said, "Okay, I'll take the garbage out." But then, of course, it was too late. The garbage reached across the state, from New York to the Golden Gate, and there, in the garbage she did hate. Poor Sara met an awful fate that I cannot right now relate, because the hour is much too late. But children, remember Sara Stout, and always take the garbage out. Poor Cynthia Sylvia Stout, huh? Because she didn't take the garbage out, it piled so high to the sky, and it rolled all over her neighborhood, and eventually there was so much garbage it went all the way across the states. It's a lot of garbage. What do you think about that? Have you ever had a moment where someone told you to do or complete a chore, but you just didn't want to do it? Well, remember Sara Cynthia Sylvia Stout, and always take your garbage out, or else you're going to have a big mess. So now we will go ahead and fill out a graphic organizer. Remember, you don't have to have this sheet to complete it. You can always write it on a blank piece of paper. So first of all, when we're analyzing poetry, we're going to put our poem title, which the poem we just read is Sara Cynthia Sylvia Stout, Would Not Take the Garbage Out. And the author is Shel Silverstein. Our first box is rhyme and repetition. This is an element of poetry. I noticed every 2 lines have rhyming words at the end. There's also a lot of repetition in word phrases describing types of garbage that need to be thrown out. Okay. Point of view and voice. Who is the speaker? Who's telling this story? The speaker is the author, Shel Silverstein. His purpose is he's telling a story about a girl who takes too long to take the garbage out. And the result is that so much garbage gets piled up that it rolls all the way across the states. There's so much that Sara Cynthia Sylvia Stout's neighbors move away and her friends don't want to come play. So we always have to remember, when it's time to take the garbage out, we take the garbage out so it doesn't pile up. Remember, this is also something I have to remind my kiddo and my family. And today, it just makes so much sense to read this to you because it's garbage day at this household. Okay? So then, imagery and visualization. What pictures do I get in my head when I read this? So remember, Mrs. Heller isn't a very good artist, but what I drew was the garbage can and all the garbage piling high to the ceiling in the sky. And here is a piece of old buttered toast. See, somebody took a bite out of it already and threw it away. And then over here I have an apple core. Okay, and then in this box it says words and phrases. There are so many in this poem that I didn't fill it out because I would like you to pick your favorite word and phrase from the poem and share that with me. I like all of them because all the phrases in this poem help me form a picture in my mind about poor Sara Cynthia Sylvia Stout and all that piled up garbage. Holy moly. It's a lot. Okay. So, remember when you're filling out your graphic organizer, you can pause this video and read what I wrote. I will also put a picture of it in the description of the video. I will also put a copy of this poem for you to pull up and check out after you're done reading so you can read it yourself or read it to somebody in your household. Remember, you can always discuss anything that's on here with your family. and or write about it too. So on that note, I want you all to have a wonderful day, and always remember, take the garbage out. Bye.